So my favorite part of any party is actually the dessert. I don't know about you, but I love anything with puff pastry or with phyllo dough. And so this is phyllo dough, and it's a wonderful, wonderful kind of sweet, but not too sweet dessert. And we're going to have a lot of food tonight, so it'll be great. So, you know, in our trip around the world, we wanted to have a really nice dessert that really reflected our Mediterranean menu. So Erin, tell us what we're going to do here and how we're going to prep it so that it's easy to just kind of, you know, get the party going without too much involvement.
So we're in Turkey now. This is our tour around the Mediterranean. We're in Turkey, and this is a date and walnut phyllo roll, and we're going to serve it with a really lovely simple sauce, which is just Greek yogurt and a little honey. So the elements that we're incorporating are dates and walnuts. We're also kind of adding some cardamom, and if you haven't worked with fresh cardamom before, it's really, really vibrant. So we've got these cardamom pods. We're going to pop them open and get the seeds out, and then we're going to add a little orange zest as well. And this is so simple because you really take all those ingredients and put them in a food processor and just puree them. Do remember to take the pits out of the dates. You know?
Pits out of the dates and seeds out of the cardamom pods. That's great.
Exactly.
Well, in fact, we did this in advance so that you could see what the filling looks like. It's just beautiful. It smells delicious. It's like a paste. So that'll be a wonderful dessert topper to our Mediterranean menu, sort of tour around the Med. Love that we have a little stop in Turkey.
Absolutely.
So I love this dish because it's really so easy. It's so much easier than it probably appears. But the mixture that goes inside of the phyllo dough is just all put together in the food processor, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So what do we got going on there?
Well, we have some dates that we pop the pits out of. We've got some walnuts. We've got that cardamom that is so fragrant in there. And now we're going to drizzle a little honey, and then you're going to add a little orange zest, and we'll zip it together. So just a quick little drizzle of honey. And that should do it.
Okay. Here we go. Fantastic. The fragrance of that. Oh, that smells so good.
Oh, it does.
And I love using the fresh cardamom. I mean, there's just nothing better than using the,
if you like chai tea, then you'll love the flavor of cardamom because it's what's, kind of gives it its vibrancy. And so, again, it just adds a layer of fragrance to this, filling that is just outstanding.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So that's step one. Step two is actually going to be the rolling. But we'll show you how it comes together. You'll love it. And we're on our way. We're on our way around the Mediterranean with our little stop in Turkey.
Great.
Okay, are we ready to rock and roll?
We are.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, we've got some beautiful phyllo pastry. We've got some melted butter. We've got the filling that we made. So why don't you give us a little demo here, and we'll see how we're going to do this.
Let me tell you, when you're working with phyllo dough,
yeah,
it's actually better to have your rings off. So I'm going to set mine aside.
Okay.
Phyllo dough is so thin that it can tear very, very easily. And so if you keep the rings away, it's a little bit more, it's less likely you're going to tear.
And we should say that we buy this frozen. We let it defrost in the refrigerator overnight, and then we kept it moist with the wet cloth here. Beautiful.
So we're going to do 2 layers, so I'm not worried if there are any tears in the first layer because I'm going to lay another layer across it. But phyllo dough, really important to keep it covered with plastic wrap, and a damp towel over the plastic wrap helps to seal the edges so that you end up with, not drying out, because phyllo is like paper and ultimately it just dries out. So we're working with it very quickly here. We've got a little bit of a sheet, and we're going to add some butter to the top. So when you're buttering phyllo dough, thanks for holding that. When you're buttering phyllo dough, we want to be sure that it's completely covered, but we also don't want to completely drench it in butter. So I'm going to do just a little bit of coating, and thanks for the extra hand here to kind of spread that out.
Okay. The wonderful thing about this dish, or this dessert, is it's sweet, but it's not too sweet.
Absolutely.
It's got the crunch from the baked phyllo dough, which is just delightful.
So what we're creating here is actually what is almost like a baklava, because there are, it's going to come out like there are multiple layers of phyllo dough, but in fact we're only going to use 2 layers. But because we're going to roll those 2 layers all together, it's going to end up having that multiple layer feel of a baklava. So Second layer goes on top of the first layer. And now that that's kind of held in place.
Don't you just love working with pastry?
I do.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, it just feels good and it's so pretty.
All right, and a little bit more butter on that second layer.
Okay. And this is salted or unsalted?
This is an unsalted butter. You know, I typically use unsalted butter when I'm doing pastry because I want to be in control of the salt, especially when it comes to dessert.
Yeah.
All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is take some of that filling that we made earlier, which is, as we talked about, kind of just a combination of dates and walnuts, but look at how that becomes this kind of solid mass. If you've ever had a Lara bar, this is really just kind of like the filling of a Lara bar.
But better.
But better, but better. Okay, and so we've kind of got it even. It's roughly the thickness of my finger, and all I'm going to do is just lay it on top of the phyllo dough and wrap and roll.
So easy. It's so easy and so delicious.
We've got our parchment-lined baking sheet right here, and we're going to give it one more, just brush with butter, just one more, because just a little, because really you can never have too much butter. Okay, and that's it. So we'll just continue to do that until all the filling is used up, and we'll pop it in the oven for about 20-25 minutes, about 350 degrees till it's golden brown, and that's it. It's done.
And this is a wonderful thing that you can do with your friends at the dinner party. I mean, as part of our whole Mediterranean menu, we had our friends get involved in doing the cabbage rolls and the grape leaf rolls, but this is another thing that they can participate in as well. If you want to just kind of keep the rolling party going.
Exactly.
Or you can do it in advance and just and serve it warm or just after it's cooled. This is a wonderful, beautiful dish, and I can't wait to eat it. So let's get rolling.
Excellent.
Finish it up.
Let's
put
do
it in
some
the
more.
oven.
Okay.
Hey ladies, it's time for dessert.
More!
I am so excited. What is it?
So more rolls.
What is
More
it?
rolls.
What are we having?
So these are date and walnut wrapped phyllo.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yes.
Oh,
And
It looks like some dates
got
hanging around too.
some yogurt honey sauce to go
Oh
with it.
my.
So it's light, it's not too heavy.
Okay, all right.
And this is our